everyone. I'm Rob.
And I'm Carrie.
And you're tuning into Alternate Ending, our comeback from Sundance, actually.
Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. We had a chance to sit down with several filmmakers at Sundance, so be sure to tune in to all these videos by hitting that subscribe button. Find out all about the behind the scenes interviews that we did at Sundance. First off, we had the chance to sit down.
Where are we going to go?
We're going to go with The Climb.
The Climb.
We're going to go in order. This was the first film that we had the opportunity to score an interview with. We sat down with Angelo Covino, writer-director, Kyle Marvin, writer, and Gayle Rankin, the actress, also from The Glow.
So we had seen a trailer of this going in, so we already knew we really loved it, right?
Yes, I was laughing at all of the comedic beats from the trailer. And when we had a chance to see the movie, we were, I think, very, very pleasantly surprised with the outcome. Made so even more by the awesomeness that the cast and crew was able to provide us when we had a chance to sit down with them.
So here's what happened before that too, was after we caught the movie, there was a little panel, like you could sit around and you could talk and ask a couple questions. My heart was beating out of my chest to ask that question. I asked my question, it wasn't great. But then it wasn't over there, like you said, the pressure of the next day having to meet with them was almost too much for me.
Yeah, so what we did to cut a little bit of the pressure, you won't get to see it necessarily on the footage. The film does has a little bit of fun with Jägermeister, where the lead characters do shots of Jaeger and play Never Have I Ever.
That's true. Have you ever had Jaeger? Was that a drink of choice for yours?
It was not a drink of choice. I don't think it's anybody's go-to drink. I think it's just like something that you have to graduate through.
You have to get past it and then realize why it's wrong and then never do it again.
So what we did to break the ice a little bit with the crew was bring a bottle of Jägermeister in shot glasses and try to play a game with them of Never Have I Ever. It was 11 o'clock in the morning.
It was early. It was early in the day,
So it was a little early for Jaeger shots. So what we did is actually do vitamin water shots to kick things off.
If they had gone with the Jaeger, I definitely would have powered through and done it. But because they were like a little bit leery, probably based on the time, and they maybe had future interviews that day, they took like a semi-pass. They were like,
I kind of got the feeling that Gayle was into it. Gayle was into it. She would have done some shots of Jaeger with us. So maybe on the next go around. But we're excited. We're going to play a preview of the trailer. The film comes out in March. Be sure to look for it. But here is The Climb, and then following that, our interview with the three cast and crew from that film.
Mike, I'm getting married. How awesome is that?
Awesome.
She loves me for who I am. And I love her for who she is. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with her.
Kyle, I slept with her.
What? What do you mean slept?
Kyle hates me.
He should hate you.
I know. I'm a bad friend.
Oh my God. Mike, are you serious?
What you did to him was selfish. Kyle's selfless. He always thinks about other people first. I invited Mike for Christmas.
What?
He is not doing well. We were his only family, and now he has no one.
Mike's in the living room. He got fat, right? Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Jesus.
Oh my God! Is that Mike? He got fat.
Hey, we should do catapult next.
No, that's a black diamond. He's gonna crash.
Okay, well, it's snow. If he crashes, it's snow.
I'd rather not crash.
Kyle, no one wants to crash.
He's gotta go.
Yeah, he's gonna go tomorrow.
I mean, like, he's gotta go away. Like, not in our lives.
But he's my friend.
Sometimes when you think you're doing the wrong thing, it's actually what's needed.
Let's go.
I don't care. I don't care what happened.
If you love someone, you should care what happened.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, nobody likes her.
Nobody likes you, Mike. I am the only one who likes you. And I don't know why, because you're loud and obnoxious and you're an ass.
Hey, can I just say?
No.
Mike.
When you get knocked down, you gotta get right back in there.
If I catch you, I'm gonna kill you.
I know, that's why I waited for the hill. Yeah, you got this.
Mike, shut up.
Dig.
So first off, congrats on the movie. We had a chance to see it up at Sundance Mountain Resort,
Oh,
and
sweet.
yeah,
That was
it was fantastic. Yeah, it was nice, intimate. We didn't realize it was such an intimate venue, and I think that was a great place to kick off the festival with.
Are you guys still feeling like energy, or are you starting to, with everything that's been going on, is it starting to get a little a lull, or is it still just
The
full
movie?
force? No, your experience here, just
Yeah, the movie's real
full
boring.
force. No, not the
It's
movie.
terrible. It's a lull.
Not the movie. No, actually, it's funny because it's one of the only ones that we got to preview before we came. We saw the trailer of it, and so we're like, oh man, this is our speed.
We knew out of the gate that the humor would fit our taste, but what was unexpected, I think, were a lot of the artistic flourishes that you brought in that really helped open up a lot of French influence, it seems like that. Can you talk a little bit about that experience as well, too? Like where's the passion with those influences come from?
French influence. So the short film was based on this experience I had where a friend of mine slept with my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that ex-girlfriend was French. And no, and not that was it was all fine. I mean, we're here, so it worked out. We're all very happy. And it was one of those things where when we wrote the script, we talked about sort of rooting the love triangle, or the girl that they both fell in love with being this French woman, and then setting the bike ride in France. And
right.
And it wasn't just like in the off chance that maybe Cannes will accept the film.
Yeah.
It was also it was this like.
You need to sound.
This is your first interview with us.
But you keep saying it, and I'm like, whoa.
No, we're crazy people, man.
Yeah.
Really, the dynamics are at play all the time.
It didn't hurt. That
I have no idea, but it worked. But the real thing was like there's something romantic about cycling and about those chansons that we sort of placed in the movie, and a lot of the French cinema that Kyle and I were watching leading up to writing the movie.
And the way that you wrote the movie, I mean, the scenes are very long, and it's
Absolutely.
an homage to French cinema. The way that they would play out a scene and in a way that's theatrical.
Yeah, there was a patience definitely in that time period where they were like, it's okay to not rush. This thing.
Well, and I appreciate it because you could have easily taken what is a fantastic premise, great performances all around, honestly, and you could have just let it be more of a broad comedy. But I think by the way that you did it with the French influences, the long shots, the non-diegetic to diegetic sound kind of going in, you're opening up a universe of film potentially to a wider audience that may take more chances now on some French films as well too. So I really appreciate that.
I mean, American cinema used to do it a lot more. I mean, Mike Nichols made American cinema. Robert Altman made American. Like these were American films that were very patient with their comedy. And I don't think that I don't know that we're making a film in any way on that level. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm more saying is like inspirationally, there is a heritage of making films like comedies like this in American cinema. Yeah. Certainly in French cinema, but it was something that we were really interested in, like taking our sort of strange, like our American sensibilities and point of view, and doing our best to imbue it with like what a saute film would look like, like told through the lens of me and him.
Did you get any pushback at any point to keep it more just simplified and saying like, I worry about the mass appeal, or did you not have any pressure like that? You had a lot of freedom.
I don't think we ever worried about that. We're making independent films, so we don't have to have those stakes necessarily put in place. And I think we found partners with Topic who financed the film, who were willing to take a gamble, which I think is necessary when you're trying to do something not the same. And I think those were in our favor.
Yeah, they're crazy people. Yeah, so they should have pushed back more.
I think when you see it though, like, I don't know, I'm sure everybody had the same experience as me, but for me, the chemistry was really palpable between the three of you. And so I think there's just like an energy that made me as a viewer feel like kind of like a voyeur, and probably the way it was shot and then the chemistry, I felt like I was peeking behind the curtain of your lives. And I think they probably saw that. Is that kind of what you were going for the viewer, to make us just feel like we were part of kind of looking in or peeking in on you?
Kyle and I, this was like a big conversation leading into making the film about, how are we going to shoot this in single takes, right? Yeah. Because there is this inevitable immediacy that comes with when you don't cut the camera. Right. And oftentimes it'll feel very cinema verite, and it'll feel sort of like slice of life documentary. Right. But we didn't want that. So like what we were hoping to do was like keep that intimacy, but then also like be a bit, add spectacle in terms of the cinematic flourishes and the way we move the camera, so that it felt intentional, like you were always watching a movie, but it still sort of kept that immediacy of like, but I am there with the cameras and it's intimate and there's these, so that was like the thing we were always balancing.
Yeah, and I think performance-wise, we leaned on the fact that like, if you don't laugh, it's okay. Like if you care about them, that's what matters, and that's the priority. And then the laughter will come as you find humor and unusual. But I think we spent a lot of time, all of us, really working on making sure our character dynamics were nailed.
And truthful and grounded in truth, because I do believe like the best comedy comes from that place.
And Gayle doesn't know how to be dishonest in performance. We're very good at it. Kyle and I are great at giving dishonest performances. Gayle's not. So
that was not my.
It would get super awkward, and I'd be like, well, I'm bad, but you're good, so let's figure this out again. Looks like we're doing another take.
Well, I think the scene of Gayle and Kyle with the no scene. Saying like that was the one where you're just like, what's gonna happen? Like, how is this gonna play out? And it felt like you said, it just felt so honest, and I love that.
And Gayle, your placement here between Kyle and Michael, very apropos.
This is a very nice move.
You two have been.
Well, I don't know where that is. That rolling?
Yeah.
Rolling?
This whole time I'm like, so he.
No. You two have been. Michael, you and Kyle have been friends for some time, and how was it kind of working your way into this friendship, both on camera and off camera?
What was so startling was from the very beginning how much these two men trusted me and really and welcomed me into their really intense friendship, and then it just happened. It just did, and I jumped, and I think it was an energy thing that we all just knew when we met each other. We were like, oh, this is completely the right thing, and we all have great chemistry, and we like, and as much as like people love to ask the question about like, is this based on real life? Like, is this your lives? Like, what's going on here? And there is definitely a meta thing going on, but like, what was so inspiring about this was that we definitely built this as artists, and this is definitely like a narrative, but to also have that like intersection of like art and life happen too. Like, these are two of my great friends, and that's really special.
And is this your first time at Sundance as well, too? Oh, yeah, welcome, yeah.
Can I have another shot?
Yeah, right. You could feel for the two of that, because you two have been on the circuit now for some time, really, canon and with the short as well, too. And
we don't remember a time before we were on the circuit.
It must get a little, you like it. Yeah, you seem to still have plenty of energy.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it's all about. So it's part of the whole thing, and we want people to go see the film. So this is all important for the life cycle of this.
It's also not lost on me that color-wise, you're wearing your motifs as well too, from a Kyle.
Subconscious.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, because remember Marissa's yellow glasses and stuff.
Talked a lot about color.
Yeah,
as you probably imagined. I was like really intense about color.
Well, on the ice fishing scene, you still maintained your color coordination, which I think is just really, like, there's touches like that I just really appreciate as a film goer. And what do you hope that audiences take away from this? What really is almost starts off as a toxic relationship, but it's a loving relationship too. What do you hope that audiences take away from the meaning of what should one do with these types if you have a toxic relationship in your life?
How if I know?
And it maybe takes like 10 to 15 years to unravel, and then it might take the rest of your life.
So I think one of the themes that Kyle and I talked a lot about was like when we want to impose our values or our opinions on people, and when we were like, no, she's not right for you, or get him out of your life, or whatever these things are, because we care about them, right? And then it's like, but this person is just who he is, and so there's like this middle ground of like, we can only change so much, and then at a certain point, the other person has to just learn to accept.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of what we were talking about is just learning to accept the messiness of life and finding the beauty in that, and finding the way to make family work in that way, and that is like, I think a lot of our journeys we probably
feels pretty relevant in general in the world right now.
Yes, very much so.
Dealing with that.
I think we've all had a toxic relationship too, or maybe have been the toxic person in the relationship. So it's very
just a relationship.
Just a relationship.
You know, it doesn't need to be toxic. It's just his life.
Experiences.
Yes.
It's more about valuing those experiences instead of pushing them away.
Yeah.
It's more like, okay, this is a part of our life. And this is a part of our experience. So let's embrace that and look at it objectively, as opposed to be against it or try and hide it.
Beauty in that.
Yeah.
Well, beauty and masochism.
I know you said that you weren't sure if you were going to laugh, but I think most successfully the entire theater was cracking up from everything about it. So congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations on a great film. Expect big things, and excited for the formal release. We'll be back in theaters again.
Bragging and telling everybody.
Great.
Yeah. Congratulations on the film. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that was it. You can put in the comments how you think we did. Did we embarrass ourselves? Did we do well? I have a hard time looking back at these things personally. I don't know about you. I know with that first question that I led off with, it was a little bit confusing, I think. So I'll learn from that in the future. But overall, I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, the vibe that you got just from the three of them interacting, it's on screen as well too. That chemistry is palpable. So if you like movies about friendship and dealing through tough times, I think we've all been there. This movie does so with such artistic flourishes that I really enjoy. I recommend seeing The Climb when it hits theaters coming in March.
Agreed. I second that emotion.